Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this weeks of Pilates itself. It's 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and it's a beautiful Sunday. A little bit hot, but still really beautiful. So I hope you're ready to start. So let's start with our foot centers, just grounded underneath your pelvic bones. So this is called hip width apart in Pilates. My name is Felicia, and thank you again for joining me week after week. If you are looking at this video for the very first time and you are a beginner to Pilates, then may I invite you to kind of scroll through the Geylang Serai Virtual Community Club to actually find videos that are a bit earlier, because that's where I go through the basics itself. Okay? So some of the terms that I'm using, I won't explain too much because I've been explaining through the past few months. So let's get started, shall we? So hip width apart, feet underneath your pelvic bones, hands gently rested by the side of your hips, starting to lower the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe if you like to close your eyes, then notice how it feels like to step with both feet grounded in towards the mat. So quite typically when we start a class, people are just ready to get into the movement itself. But for me, I like to always take the first few moments to find that sense of presence. So that way, when we start to move, we can actually start to feel a little bit deeper in towards the postures. It's not just physical sensation, but also emotions and maybe thoughts that might be going through the entire body, the mind, as you move through one shape to the other. The next time you inhale, blink your eyes open. The exhale is through your mouth. So Pilates breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Notice how you can actually draw your belly in, keeping everything here really tight. So the inhale is going to send your chest to open laterally. Starting to engage the core, starting to breathe deeply in through your nose into the deepest part of your lungs. Then exhale fully before you take the next breath in. The next time you inhale, sweep both arms all the way up. The exhale to cactus your arms. The inhale, arms all the way up. The exhale, press downwards. Can we try that again? Inhale, energetically lift the arms up. Then as you exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, reach arms up, palms pressing down right in front of you again. So I'm going to turn from side profile. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, cactus, elbows beside the shoulders. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, press your palms down. That's it. So I want you to imagine as you move your arms that you are actually in water and you are actually pulling very, I would say, dense water upwards and pressing dense water down. So if it helps you, you can always imagine that maybe you're in mud and you're pulling against that viscosity of the mud. Starting to notice how you can engage your muscles in your fingers, your arms, your shoulders. That's it. I'm going to add in one more as we move along for the next set. So listen carefully. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Listen. Inhale, chest forward, elbows back, lift the chin slightly. Exhale, elbows in, pinky to touch. Inhale, arms up again. Exhale, press down in front of you. Okay, let's try again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arc the spine, chest forward, elbows back. Exhale, round and scoop the belly in. Inhale, arms up again. Exhale, press down forward. Let's go again. Side profile. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, chest forward, elbows back. Exhale, elbows in. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, press palms down in front of you. 3 more here, just like this. Move according to the breath. In, exhale as you cactus. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, out through your mouth. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, press palms down. 2 more. Inhale. Can you start to feel that nice tingly sensation in your arms as well? Starting to move the joints. Inhale, chest opens. Exhale, belly in. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, press palms down. Last one here. Inhale, sweep arms up. Nice and easy. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms pressing down. Hands by the side, shoulder roll. That's it. Great work. So hopefully your shoulders, your upper body, the joints are getting a little bit warmer. Then shoulder roll forward. That's it. From here, we're going to start to move into the hip joints. Okay, release, shake it out. Well done. I have a chair here with me, but because it's a very high chair, I want you to imagine it is the normal chair that is in your homes perhaps, but then you're going to flip on the other side so that the back of the chair actually is towards you. Okay, so this part of my chair represents the back of your normal chair. Of course, if you have a high chair like mine, then of course, same thing with me. All right, so I'm using this just as a sense of support, but I don't want you to lean your entire weight on it. If your chair has wheels or if it's slippery on the ground, please by all means don't lean your whole weight on the chair in case it moves away from you and you take a fall. Okay, so I want fingertips lightly resting onto the back of the chair, or if you're this way, all right, then coming onto tiptoes on the right leg. So I'm your mirror image, all right, right hand on your hips, you're going to take it up, bend the knees, tap it down. So from side profile, my hands on the chair, point the toes, lift the knees up, then point the toes. That's it, okay? So lifting the knees up, point the toes, tap the ground. Again, we're trying to stand up tall as you lift the knee up. There's a tendency, especially when you're very tight, to lean back. Can we try not to lean back too much? It's okay to do it very slightly. But if you're starting to lean back a lot in order for you to lift the knee up, then perhaps just focus on lifting the knee very slightly, then tapping the toes down, okay? So sometimes when I teach in an online class, I am so unsure who is actually doing my class. If you know what it feels like to feel very balanced, very grounded, then it will actually be quite, I would say, intuitive for you to just lengthen through the crown of the head, to work the muscles that are actually collectively engaging to give you that long spine. Okay? So if you're starting to lean back, then something's really wrong in terms of posture alignment. Try to train the muscles to either lengthen or contract to give you that sense of height. So just growing a little taller through the crown of your head. 2 more times here. So it doesn't matter where you inhale or exhale, as long as you're breathing, you're not holding your breath. That's it. Now tap the toes down, hold it there, step it in, shake it out. Great work. Now come on to tiptoes, knee is bent, not straight. I want you to semicircle, tap on the outside. Semicircle, tap on the right inside or forward. Tap to your right, then tap forward. That's it. Keep going. So we're doing a rotation through the thigh bone itself, your femur, in that hip joint, just creating a little bit more heat, a little bit more lubrication, I would say, so that we can actually move with a little bit more intensity and a little bit more range of motion. Keep going, keep going. Now, as I'm doing this, even as a seasoned Pilates practitioner, I'm really starting to feel this. And that's because if you actively engage your core, making sure that the hips is not turning towards the right, just allowing that thigh bone to move through the socket, then you're going to engage a lot more muscles to really help you to find that sense of efficiency, I would say, in working the muscles that are supposed to work. Last 2. 1 more here, and then stepping down. Great work. So just remember, when it comes to Pilates move, a lot of the movements are meant to create functionality. So it should help you to perform your daily duties without too much of a strain, I would say, and it should get a little easier. Okay, now hands still lie on the back of the chair, or if not, hands on your hips. I leave it up to you. Okay, this time round, we're going to point the toes, we're going to bend the knee, then semicircle to the side, come back in, point the toes. All right, ready? Let's go. Bend the knee, semicircle towards the right, come back in towards the middle, then point the toes, tap down. That's it. So it's combining both movements together. If you find that this is too much for you, go for a smaller range. So slight bend, small semicircle, semicircle back forward, tap the ground. Okay, bend the knee, semicircle to the right, come back in, tap the ground. Keep going. Knee, semicircle, come back in, tap the ground. Can we start to gradually get used to this movement and make it a little bit smoother? So there is no pause in between. It's a bend knee, semicircle, come back in, then point the toes again. All right, keep going through. That's it. Last one here. Starting to feel the achy sensation in your thighs, yeah? Then point your toes, step in, shake it out. Great work. Okay, last one for this side, alright? So point the toes. Now we're going to keep the legs straight. We're going to use our belly to hug in. We want to push through the left foot to stand a little taller, alright? So semicircle towards the side, come back in. That's it. Semicircle to the side, come back in. This is a very short one because I know it's not easy, alright? You don't have to make it big at all. You can even make it small. Then you're going to start to notice it is not the moving leg that's aching. It's actually the standing leg that is doing a lot of work because it's supporting all these movements that is making your body very unbalanced. You got 2 more here, only 2 more. Hang in there with me. Nicely done. Last one here. And release. Oh boy. This thigh here, definitely aching. So shake it out. Well done. Now before we go to the other side, take your feet wide. Hands crawling down to the kneecap. Now I want you to use your left hand to push against the inside of the left knee. Face your chest towards the right. Just inner thigh stretch here first. Now, return back to center. Change to the other side. That's it. Come straight up again. Now this time, I would like you to turn your toes forward so they're parallel. Okay? Now hands on your thighs, just lean your body forward. That's it. A gentle one here. Alright? Starting to notice from side profile, my spine is flat. It is not rounded. It's flat. Okay, so have it here. Maybe sticking your bum back slightly, leaning the crown of the head forward. Now chin into your chest, slowly round the spine, soften the knees, roll up. We're going to change to the other side. You can either face this way, just to change to the other leg, but I'll be bringing my chair across so that I'll still be facing you. Okay? So again, once more. Imagine this high chair of mine belongs to the back of your normal chair that's on the ground. Right hand gently resting onto the back of the chair for support. Then coming into pointed toes here. Okay. Keep your hands on your hips. Nice and easy. Now get yourself ready. Bend the knee. Tap the toes down. Same thing. There is always a tendency to lean your spine backwards. But instead of leaning backwards, maybe if you like to try this, lean your body forward just 1 inch forward. So that even if you move back, it will still be a upright position. If that makes sense, yeah? Keep going. So utilizing the front of your thigh, your quads to lift the knee up. It looks really simple, right, from the outside point of view. But if you're actually doing it, you can actually feel the burn coming through almost immediately. Keep going. That's it. Nice. That right foot center, pressing down in towards the earth. Sense the ground. And through that, see whether you can actually lengthen a little bit more up towards the sky. 3 more here, shall we? 3. Good work. Last 2. Nice. Last 1. Tap it down. Step it in. Shake it out. Great work. We'll come into that bent knee. Point the toes down. Then semicircle. Open up towards your left. Then come back towards the front or the middle. Okay? Keep going. So you might feel quite different on this side because our bone structure is quite different on both sides of our body. You would expect that they are completely the same, but they're not. So sensations will be quite different on the left and right. For me right now, as I'm doing this, I can actually feel a little bit more tightness here. I can literally feel that you know, as it goes through that knot and that jump. Yeah. So if you're feeling that way and you're wondering why you're feeling that way on one side but not the other, perfectly normal. Because typically we tend to have a stronger side and we tend to rely on the stronger side to work a little harder. That could also start to make those muscles on that one side a little tighter as well. Keep going. Breathe. Now you have 2 more here. Please don't go quick. The idea in Pilates is to always move with control movements instead of using momentum to help you. That's it. Coming back towards the middle or the front, step it down, shake it up. We're going to combine both the movements together. So start with pointed toes. Okay? Then we're going to bend the knee, open towards the side, come back in towards the middle, point the toes. Now everything remains normal, which means your hips don't turn out towards the side. You are still standing up tall, you are not leaning back. Okay? So it's bend, semicircle, come back in, straighten. Bend the knee, semicircle to the side, come back in, straighten. So gradually, as you start to get used to this movement, can we start to make it really smooth? You're going to notice how much this really works the legs. A lot, because we're moving in quite a few directions. We're starting to use quite a few joints as well. And that's when we start to focus on those small little muscles, repeating that contraction and relaxation to give heat and a bit more strength, I would say. Keep going. You got 2 more here. Make it smooth. Oh boy. Totally feeling this. I'm not too sure about you. Last one. You know we have 1 more to go, right? Okay, step it down. Shake it out. So a lot of repetitions on one side. Creating that lactic acid build-up. Then releasing it as we shake it out. Okay? Now last one. Short one. Point the toes. We're going to semicircle out to the side. Come back in again. So the idea is to actually see whether you can actually carry that leg straight as you make that semicircle like a rainbow. So instead of moving and swinging your hips, which makes it a lot easier, I'd like you to focus on keeping your pelvic bones pointing forward instead of to the side. Great. Well, you got 3 more here. Hang in there with me, okay? So legs, they are our biggest muscle group. And that's why you're feeling a lot. Last one. So heavy, right, the leg? That's it. Step it in. Shake it out. Well done. Okay, starting to come into that wide-legged squat again. Same thing. Look towards your left this time. Push against the inside of your right kneecap. So can we start to spiral the chest to face more towards your left so that your left shoulder is over the right? Release, change sides. Pushing away, looking this time round towards your right. Left shoulder down, right shoulder pulls back. Come back up to the center, release. So previously we did this stretch, right? But we're going to use the help of the chair to do this. So I ask that you actually take your hands, palms, okay, onto the back of the chair. So if it's a normal chair, you'll be placing your palms on the back of the chair. If you have a high chair like mine, of course, in the same direction where the seat is, take your feet wider than the mat. Toes pointing parallel to each other. Toes pointing the same direction, feet parallel. So if you're looking at me from the front, my feet is like this, parallel. Some of you might even prefer to turn your toes slightly inwards. I'm going to leave that up to you, okay? But feet wide. So hands down, then start to walk 1-2 steps back. You are possibly around 3 feet away from the chair itself. Then start to lower your heart down. Now starting to notice I'm hinging my hips back. If I feel like my forehead is going to hit the chair, then please 1 more step back, okay? The length of your entire body with your arms. So I'm starting to just do this. If you need to walk back again, go for it. So maybe 5 feet away, not too sure. Then start to notice if you can actually melt your heart down towards the earth. It's a beautiful stretch, and I hope you can actually enjoy this sensation of a lengthy spine. You don't have to go so deep, not like me if you find that this hurts you. You can always take it to slightly higher, but straighten the back instead of rounding. Notice this is rounded spine, okay? What I'm doing, I want a flat back, possibly even a slightly arched spine, okay? Now friends who like to go a little further, start to wiggle your hips right, left, right, left. Not too sure if you can actually see it, but I'm actually starting to shake my hips or my butt side to side. So that's when you start to feel a bigger stretch through your glutes. Inner thighs, outer thighs, back of the thigh. Your entire spine is also lengthening. Starting to open up the front part of your chest if you're melting your heart down. So the back of the neck is still long. You're not trying to compress it. No need to look anywhere else. I'm still doing exactly the same thing. I'll let you know when we switch, alright? That's it. Breathe well. Great work. Now, if you're starting to move through the hips, I'll invite you, as you lean to your right, stay there for a couple of breaths. Notice how this feels like. You can even turn your chest to face towards your right, like what I'm doing. Starting to face my chest to the right. Feel that. That's it. Come back towards the middle. Then shift the weight towards your left. Face your chest towards the left. I love this stretch. You can even actually feel it in the armpit. Come back towards the middle. Now slowly, heel in, bend the knees, round your spine, starting to stack the spine up one by one. Standing up nice and tall, just facing forward. We're going to take a breath in here. Same thing, exhale, cactus your arms. Inhale, chest forward, elbows back. Exhale, scoop your belly in. Inhale, arms up again. Exhale, press down. One more time, shall we? Inhale, sweep the arms up. Cactus the arms. Inhale, chest opens, elbows back. Exhale, scoop belly in. Inhale, arms up. Press your palms down right in front of you. Okay, before we take it down to the ground, our last section will be on leg work, which is squats, okay? So we're coming into a wide-legged squat. Here is my option to you. Option number 1, no support, which is what I'm doing. But if you want support, drag your chair in front of you. I'm not going to do it because if I do it, then you probably can't even see me, okay? So imagine I have an imaginary chair here. I'm holding on gently to the back of the chair. Then I'm slowly going to bring myself down and push myself up. Notice that when I come into a deep squat, my knees are not going past the toes. Because if you have a very small stance, this is how you're going to look, okay? And that might not be so good at this point of time, especially if your joints are feeling quite achy. Now, the good thing about using a chair in front of you, it helps you to keep your spine in line. Quite often, our squats look like this. Some people would do this. They go really low in the chest, but that's not necessary. Lean back onto an imaginary wall, then just come up. If you're doing unsupported, you can sweep your hands forward. Then elbows pull back so you feel that nice opening of your chest. Alright? But I don't want you to hyperextend the entire back. Still hug the belly in. What I mean is this, okay? So if you're hyperextending your back, you're doing something like this. Yeah, I want the belly in still, even as you pull your arms back. Alright? So again, I leave it up to you. There are so many options for you to work with. And everyone has a different level in terms of flexibility, strength, even knowledge about their body awareness, something that's really hard to teach. I can only explain to you, but if your mind is not here, you're consistently being distracted by people around you, and it's hard for you to actually start to cultivate, I would say, that sense of mindfulness. Keep going right through. So pressing on the outer edge of your feet, just peeling away from the inside of your feet to show the arc of your foot. Starting to feel strength in your body. That's it. So still working the biggest muscle group in our body, our legs, our glutes. You got 5 more here. Lengthen up. 4 more here. Breathing well. Lengthen up. 3 more. Sweeping arms forward. Nicely done. Great work. Now next time we're going to sink down. We're going to stay, hold it there. Alright? Now we're going to cactus the arms this time. And then we're going to just make a small little turn through the heart. Now notice my knees are bent. And that way I'm keeping my hips very still. Because if your legs are straight, you are already swinging your hips. Yeah? So I want the knees bent so you keep it in line. And then you start to kind of spiral through the upper body only. That's it. Friends who want to make it just slightly harder, all you need to do is extend your arms, reach your fingers away from you, then just starting to swivel the body. If you find that this is too much for you, then elbows in. Elbows bent, hands coming closer towards you. Alright? That's it. Keep going, keep going. Nicely done. In 4. In 3. Last 2. 1 more here. Come back towards the middle. Hold it there. This time, side bend to your right. Come back towards the middle. to your left. So if your arms are expanding out like this, you can do exactly the same thing. Just make sure that you're pointing fingers down, then the other one goes up, and you're not leaning forward. So imagine there is a wall in front of you and behind you. So that you can't actually do this. You can't bend low like this. You have to lean back onto an imaginary wall. Again, cactus arms is going to make you feel a little bit more in control. Go for it, all right? So starting to feel that side bend. That's it. Great work. Last 4. Nice. Knees are still bent, please. 3. 2 more times. Last one. Okay. Stand all the way up. Now feet parallel. This time we're going to combine both movements, all right? Everyone, cactus your arms first. We're going to start to spiral our chest towards the right, yeah? Then side bend to the right. Spiral our chest to the left. Side bend to the left. Did you get it? Spiral towards the right. Side bend. So if your arms are open, same thing. Yeah? Then maybe if you like to, starting to come with me, if you notice a change in my legs, I turn my toes out, then I come into a deep squat again. Okay? But if you find that this is too much for you by bending the knees, you can keep the legs straight. But can I please ask that you do actually parallel your feet so that your hips doesn't actually turn too much. That's it. Keep going. Last 2 sets, all right? Really quick one. Facing towards your right. Side bend towards your right. Then facing towards your left. Side bend to your left. Face forward. Release everything. Now feet together. Last one here. Thighs together. We're doing squats again. Remember, there's a wall behind you. As much as you can, you're going to keep your spine nice and long. Hug your thighs together. Once you squeeze your thighs together, you would see from side profile that my knees are already slightly bent. It's really hard to kind of squeeze the thighs to reach the kneecaps together without bending them. Okay? So touch the inside of the kneecap together by bending your knees slightly. Feet together, no holes. Then just reach forward, come to a low squat. Again, you can have a chair in front of you. Just come into a low squat. I'm going to show you side profile. So I'm trying my best not to reach my knees in front of my toes. So not like this. Can you see? All right. So push the bum back. But as you push the bum back, don't lower the chest down too much. All right. Chest is still up, right? So you're sliding down through the imaginary wall. So I want you to feel this. Hug your belly in, but tail is tucking under. All right. We're going to pause down, hold it down. So if you're doing this, can you see the very big arc on my spine? I want you to turn the tail down and gently allow your fingers to press your belly in. So from here to here, okay? Imagine you have a tail, you're trying to bring it such that it comes in between your thighs, all right? Then rise up again. Keep going. That's it. So a lot of things are happening here, especially if you're squeezing your thighs together. Sink it low, coming into this very nice supported, I would say, squat. Supported because both feet are on the ground. Sometimes I actually make my students do one-legged squat, if they are feeling fine, of course. That's it, but we're not there yet, all right? And I want to make sure that everyone has a stable stance. Friends who want to work harder, please come down, then halfway up only. So you don't stand all the way up to rest. So it's a bottom half baby squat. Can we start to progress into pulses? We're going to go for 3 pulses right here. 3. Now friends who don't like bottom half, please make sure you stand all the way up. Then take it a small one here. 3 pulses. Then stand up. This is the easier option. More difficult. A little bit deeper. Hug the belly in. Halfway up. That's it. 1 more set. We're going to progress into 7 pulses. Here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Halfway up. 1 more 7. 7. Can we do 1 more really long set? It's called 15 pulses, all right? 3. All the way up first, everybody. Then 15 pulses. Let's go. 15, 14, 13, 12. That's it. Are we still hugging the belly in? That's it. In 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Shake it out. Are you feeling warm right now? When you work your biggest muscle group, you always create a lot of heat. Okay, I'm going to take the chair away because we don't need the chair anymore. And we're going to gradually come down onto the mat. So as and when you're ready, all fours position, palms down. We're going to stay down on the mat for the next half an hour or so. Okay, so palms directly underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers wide. So starting to come into a neutral spine. Neutral spine means flat back, no arc, no roundness in the spine. But the next time you inhale, I'd like you to arc your spine, look forward. Exhale, rounding in. Now here's a few things I'd like you to consider. How do you feel when you arc your spine? Do you overlift your chin? Can we lead the movement through the heart instead? Then exhale, scoop the belly in, arc the spine, look at your belly button. So allow the back of the neck to lengthen. Inhale, that's it. Keep going. Now, some of you might be moving your hips forward and back as you come into cat and cow. Can we keep the shoulders and the hips very still, just above the knees and above the wrists? So all we're doing is to move the spine into an arc, a flexion and extension, I would say. Now, next time you come into a rounded spine, I would like you to stay in a rounded spine. Hold it here. Listen very carefully. I'm going to rotate my ribs around a central pole, an imaginary central pole. So coming in one direction, I round in, then I change to the other way. Alright? So keep going like this. Nice. This actually feels quite good on the spine. It starts to move into the lateral movements a little bit more. That's it. You got last two here. And last one. Come back into neutral spine first. Hold it there. Child's pose. Push back, starting to just crawl your fingers forward. Active child's pose, elbows and the heel of your palms off the mat. Just starting to notice the length of your spine. Now crawl your hands towards the right. Shift your weight over the right thigh. Side bend. If you want to feel more, left hand can be on your right, the back of your right palm. Keep your head in between your biceps, okay? Walk your hands towards the middle. We're going to change sides. So walking to your left. Maybe stack the right palm over the left. Come back towards the middle. Now slowly bring yourself forward. Thighs down, elbows, and your forearm onto the mat. So lifting your chest forward, look forward, hold it here. Melting your shoulders away from your ears, okay? Now press your palms into the mat. And if you can, lifting your elbows off. Squeeze your bum, hold it there. Now from here, starting to notice this is an arc spine. We're coming into a posture that allows you to work into your back muscles a little bit more. All right, take a few moments here, squeezing your glutes, sending your pelvic bones to touch the mat if you can. And as you exhale, slowly melt down, come down onto your elbows. Now, we're going to take our fingers on the outside of the mat. So chest lowering down, elbows pointing up. Lift the chest, lift the belly button up. Then slowly melt down. That's it. Keep your glutes engaged, your butt. Okay? Keep going through. That's it. Just a couple more here. Are you breathing? Last one. Then come back in. Okay, this time round, chest is slightly lifted off the mat. Reach your hands back towards your heels. Open up through your chest. Look forward slightly. So it's not about overlifting your chin. I'm actually lifting through my heart. My chin is only slightly lifted, so the back of the neck is not compressed. Not too compressed, I would say. Now squeeze your bum. Float your thighs off the mat. Then everything down, look towards your right. Lift everything up. Everything down, look to your left. Everything up. Everything down, look to your right. Everything up. Everything down, look to your left. Keep going just like this, all right? So I think it's quite intuitive that we breathe in as we lift up. Then we exhale, we lower down. See whether you can actually match the breath accordingly. And as you lift your thighs, can you squeeze your bum more so you can lift them a little higher? That's it. Keep going. Lifting up. Last two here. Inhale. Okay, lift up. Hold it there. Thighs and arms reaching away. Hold it. Then if you like to, bend your knees. Grab onto the outer edge of your foot. Kick into your foot. Look forward. That's it. Go a little higher if you can. For 4, for 3, for 2, and release. Now stack one palm over the other. Forehead on the back of your palms. Just give yourself a nice rest. Just for a few moments, alright? It's not for a long time. Just breathe well. One more breath in through your nose. Then as you exhale, flip yourself over. We're coming into your crunch position. So bum down, lay on your spine. Allow your feet to be hip width apart. So if you notice, I've blocks at the top of my mat. It's going to be used only towards the last part of the class where we start to relax, okay? And I'll be giving you a longer time to kind of stretch it out today. So you feel that body easing into, I would say, a shape that gives you more space. Hands behind the head. Get ready for crunches. So curl yourself up, look at your belly button, slowly uncurl. Keep going like this, right? Curling yourself up, then slowly uncurling yourself. Now the reason why I say curling up is because I want you to imagine your upper spine like a string of pearls that you're lifting off. So lifting one bone at a time, from the back of your skull first, then the neck, then the upper spine. Chin shouldn't be touching your chest. Just keep going. Now as we're lifting upwards, we're starting to feel that slight burn in the upper abs. If you wish to work harder today, if this is supposed to be a stronger class for you, then I invite you to come down only halfway instead of resting the back of the skull completely on the mat as you exhale. Okay, keep going. Hands behind the head just to help you to carry the weight of your head, but doesn't act like an additional powerhouse to yank your head forward. That's it. Nice. You got 5 more here. So I like to go with longer repetitions because guess what? When you actually start to do repetitions of the same move, it really creates that sense of being able to work into the deeper muscles, and that's when the burn just festers in that part of the body that you're working. Gets a little stronger, but it's doable. Yeah, muscular endurance. Now, last 2 here. So just be mindful that as we work out, we want to be quite intuitive with what we're doing as well. Lifting up, hold it here. Now, right knee towards your nose. Take a twist to face your chest towards the right. Then step it down, change sides. Left knee, face your chest to your left. That's it. So again, I know that most of you would try to touch your left elbow to your right knee or your right elbow to the left knee. Instead of thinking that way, can we focus on the shoulder? Instead of elbow, left shoulder towards the right thigh. Now that way, we're going to work a little bit more efficiently because we're drawing the entire outer corner of our body across the midline, and that is what works. The abdominals, the side seams, your obliques, your crisscross muscles. That's it. Now, friends who want to work harder today, same thing. Don't rest completely down onto the mat itself. Then if you like to come onto tiptoes, notice that I'm starting to come onto my tiptoes so that I'm not putting my entire weight, I would say, into my feet to step onto the mat. Go right through. That's it. Just a little bit more. Starting to find that burn. Last set here. Starting to create bigger twists. Okay, shoulders lifting up high, then slowly melting down. Curl yourself up again. Halfway down. Keep going. That's it. Now increasing the intensity of this, keep your upper body coming to small little crunches at top half. Right leg up to tabletop, left leg up to tabletop. That's it. Now we're going to start to move alternating legs down into a toe tap. Then as we move down, be mindful. You are starting to notice that the thigh moves away from your body, not just the heel coming to your buttocks, all right? So here it looks like. So everything up, one leg taps down. That's it. Everything up, other leg taps down. So what I mean is, some of you might be doing this. You're starting to curl your heel in. Try not to do that. It's about reaching your toes away from you to tap a little further away onto the mat. That's it. Keep going. Creating that core burn. Nicely done. All the way through, okay? Squeezing upper and lower abdominals. That's it. A lot of repetitions today, if you notice. So I don't want to keep drowning you with my cues. Feel into the body. Just get into that zone. Last 4, 3, last 2. Keep going. Nice. Last one. Then if you can, both legs, all right? You don't have to touch the ground. Just gently come down only halfway. Bring it up. Halfway. That's it. Can we go for 5 more? Abs are burning, I know. Okay, last one here. Come back to tabletop, step the right foot down, left foot down, rest. Now starting to allow yourself to settle into the mat. Last part, just starting to work your lower abdominals and the side seams as well. So first things first, open up the arms a little wider to create that sense of support. Right leg up, left leg up, thighs together. Now we're going to drop both knees towards the right side without touching the ground. Keep your left shoulder rooted in towards the mat. Then draw the knees up. Notice how you need to use your abdominals, all right? Then drop the knees halfway down towards your left. Right shoulder is rooted, okay? So we're not lifting off one side in order to touch the knees down. Then using your right oblique, starting to draw the knees above the hips, not too close to your chest. Anything that is too close, you are kind of cheating, all right? So can we drop the knees down towards the right again? Use the left oblique, pull the knees back up. Then drop the knees towards the left. That's it. Use your obliques again. Pull the knees back up. That's it. Keep going. Just a little bit more here. So close. That's it. Now last two here. Dropping the knees towards your right. Left obliques to pick it back up towards the middle. Almost rendering me quite helpless in terms of being able to speak. Bring it up, hold it up, stay here. Now this time round, take a look, we're going to go in circular motions, alright? So knees towards the right, listen, extend your leg if you can, close to the ground. One big circle, come back up, alright? Then to your left, extend your leg slightly, or not, alright? Just one circle, then come back up towards the, above the hips again. So it's kind of a circle together with leg extensions if you're creating that. Now friends who want to work slightly harder, you can start to straighten the legs and see whether you want to make one circle. Bring it up. It might not be a big one. Now the straighter your legs are, the more you're going to start to feel the work in your lower abs. Now this is not an easy move, so I suggest that if you're really starting to struggle a lot, bend the knees, move in circular motion, alright? Only last two here, one on each side. So I'm coming with straight legs, circle through, lower back shouldn't feel any pain. One more circle the other way. Bring it back up, hug the knees in. Oh boy, a lot of ab work today that is creating that burn. Just starting to rock side to side. That's it, great. Now before we come into a static stretch, we will move into a few dynamic stretches. So get yourself ready. Now right foot down, left foot down. Now starting to step your feet about mat width apart. So on the edge of the mat, hands to open just slightly wider. Windshield wiper your knees, right, left, but try not to go too quick. It's about moving slow so that you can actually enjoy that sensation of twisting or creating a little bit more space in the lower spine. That's it. Keep going. Next time you drop your knees to your right, stay on your right heel on left kneecap. Just weighing it down. Now this is optional. If you do actually feel certain kind of a discomfort or a sharp pain maybe in the lower back as you put the right heel on left knee, then of course you can just exclude that from the shape right now. Just have your heel resting onto the ground, okay? Again, this is your choice. Then we're going to stay here for just about 30 seconds. Maybe close your eyes if you like to. Something I like to do when my eyes are closed in this posture, try to face in any direction. So maybe I like to face towards my left. Notice how this feels like on my neck. I face up towards the ceiling. I face towards my right shoulder. Then gradually just find a posture that gives you a little bit more ease into the sides of your neck. So maybe if you need to stretch the right side of your neck, you might want to look towards your left. Just about 10 seconds here. Slowly blink your eyes open. Right heel. If you have it on your left knee, release that. Come back towards the middle. Neutral spine first. Feet mat width apart. Then windshield wiper left, right. Just a few times. Drop both knees towards your left. Just stay there. Hold it there. That's it. Maybe if you like to, stack left heel on right kneecap. Great work. So I've been working quite hard for the past 45 minutes or so. When you allow the body to come into this sense of stillness, it should feel so good that It feels so good that you can also kind of feel like you're drifting away into sleep, right? Just weighing that right kneecap down. Just feeling the spaces in the lower back. Just 10 seconds more here. Maybe look towards your right if you want that big stretch through the left side of your neck. At the end of your next exhalation, release that heel if it's on top of your right kneecap. Bring both knees up towards the middle. And hugging your knees in one at a time. That's it. Great work. Okay, sit all the way up. So for the next stretch itself, we are coming into something that allows you to expand your heart. So I'm going to set my blocks up in a manner that's in a T shape. Now, I've always recommended that you do come with blocks, but in case if you don't have blocks, you're welcome to use a cushion, but you only need one to represent this block, okay? But I can tell you, using blocks are so much better in terms of finding your way into a heart opening. So starting to notice that this block here is coming down towards the mid of my spine, or maybe slightly above the mid of my spine. I'm going to lay my spine down, then rest my head on the other block, just like this. If you have a cushion, you won't be so lifted, so there is no need for a hip block. Starting to notice if you need to shift the head block. So this one can come a little higher if that's what you prefer. Can come a little lower or even lower. I'm going to leave it up to you which one you prefer, but just make sure that you allow yourself to drape the entire upper spine in a manner that helps you to open up the front part of your chest. Widen your collarbones. Then your legs can be in any shape. Legs can be straight. Legs can remain in a bent knee manner with your feet flat on the mat. And hands by the side. Or if you prefer, just opening your arms a little wider. You choose, okay? So we're staying in this posture just for about 1 minute. And if you want to close your eyes, you can. Any point of time you want to exit this stretch prematurely, you definitely can do that. Just be mindful that if you're just feeling discomfort, allow your breath to lead you through, and eventually you can find yourself easing into a posture that maybe you're not familiar with. That's why there is that sense of fear, perhaps, okay? But of course, if you want to exit, because there's sharp pains, you're welcome to just roll off the blocks. Can we stay here for just about 30 seconds more? As you're breathing, expanding through your heart, your lungs, your ribs are opening. Now, collectively as a class, if you'd like to join me, we're going to take 3 breaths in, all right? And inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale. 2 more breaths here, inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath here. As you exhale, either roll off your block or come into your elbows to kind of lift you up. Again, depending on how you like to take yourself up to a seated. All right. Now we're going to spend the last 5 minutes or slightly lesser just coming into a cross-legged sequence. And it's a stretch portion. So if you'd like to take a seat on your block, you're more than welcome to do so. So assuming you're in cross-legged and your back is really rounded, and no matter what you do, it's still rounded, then please place a block underneath your bum, because when you're slightly lifted, chances are you can actually lengthen through your spine a bit more. Okay? Now stay here in the seated position. Heels closer towards your groin. Hands gently rested onto your thighs. Just breathe here. Extend your right leg. I'm your mirror image. Now make sure that the left foot, if you're seated on the mat, is not underneath the thigh. It is stepping into the inside of your right thigh, okay? So starting to lift your arms all the way up. Listen carefully. So your right hand is going to go for your right foot or your right ankle. I leave it up to you, okay? Just grab onto it, extend the other hand, open up towards the back. That's it. You know how we did this at some point of time in the class? It's the same motion, just extending left fingers up 45 degrees. Then your right hand grabbing on to either your ankle, your shin, or even your toes. Maybe even the outside of your foot. Nicely done. Listen carefully, the top hand, which is your left hand, is going to come down to the ground. The hand that's grabbing onto the foot is going to lift off. Plant the palm down, drop onto your left knee, starting to open up through the entire spine, reach back. Can you push your hips forward just slightly more? One more breath here. Slowly release. Send your bum down onto the block. Okay. Inhale, feet together. Exhale, side bend towards your right. Right palm down, left hand reaching all the way towards your right. Just opening up through your left rib cage. Lower the right shoulder down so we're not hinging up towards the ear. I want it melted. Pull that top shoulder back, maybe. As you inhale, arms up. And as you exhale, hands down. We're going to change to the other side. Extend the left leg. Okay, same thing. Reach both arms up. Then as you exhale, left fingers grabbing onto your toes. Right fingers reaching 45 degrees up towards the ceiling. That's it. Take a few moments here to see whether you can actually pull the top elbow, top shoulder back a little bit more. So almost like you're trying to face your chest, your chin up towards the ceiling. Take another breath in here. Listen carefully. So your right hand is going to come down, left fingers up. Draw your weight into your right knee, lifting up and away. Push your hips forward. That's it. Slowly land your bum down. Inhale, arms up, both heels in, cross-legged. Exhale, left palm down, right hand reaching towards your left. This time fanning open the left rib cage. Sorry, the right rib cage. Bottom shoulder, lower down, okay? So you saw that difference? So instead of this, maybe bending the bottom elbow. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands down. 3 breaths here, looking forward. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, release. Last 2. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, release. Last one here, inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, release. Well done, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday morning, now to afternoon class. I hope you've been enjoying yourself for the past few weeks that we've been presenting this class to you. The moves are fairly simple, leading to intermediate. Again, once more, if you're not too sure about the terms that I've been using, it's always good to review the videos before because I've been building up on basics and foundations itself. So if there's no foundation and basic, it's really hard to move into a sequence that actually feels good to you. Okay? So slowly, step by step, be kind to your body. Just go according to small little baby steps and increment. All right? I'll see you next week for a more intermediate Pilates. Till then, please take care, stay safe, and, well, have a wonderful Sunday. See you then. Bye.